Think you saw it all in the last Commanders game? Not even close. First up, tensions exploded when a Bears cornerback fired up Commanders fans just before the decisive touchdown. That's right, you heard it. Picture the intensity in that moment. And get this, the player even explained himself afterward. But were his words enough? Stick around till the end because this is one for the books. And that wasn't all. The Commanders' defense also lit up the field that crucial night, holding the Bears scoreless for nearly 3 quarters. But just at the end, a single slip-up allowed a critical score. Is our defense's reputation on the line? Find out how this key squad has been raising the bar and why their performance will be pivotal in the coming weeks to fight for the NFC East crown. And finally, the most thrilling point, the last play. Picture our receiver in the end zone, battling in midair with the clock ticking down, and a Hail Mary soaring toward him. That's how we sealed one of the most epic wins. Want to know how they managed to pull off such a bold strategy in just a second? Don't miss the details, and make sure to subscribe and hit like for more electrifying Commanders moments. Alright, let's dive into this drama we experienced on Sunday. What happened out there? Let me break it down, because I know there are fans still wondering, how could a Bears player come in and mess with our fans, nearly ruining the game? Yes, folks, I'm talking about Tariq Stevenson, the guy who decided to put on his own show, challenging our players and even our fans in the stands. Look, this dude kicked off his act by allowing a 61-yard play from our Terry McLaurin, and let's be real, at that moment, you have to ask, why would a player with that kind of history play with fire? I'll tell you this, Stevenson decided to poke at our lineman Sam Cosmi right in the middle of a play, even though Cosmi has half a foot and almost 100 pounds on him. Seriously, how smart is that? Not at all. But there he was, Stevenson, with a defiant attitude that not only affected the game, but also provoked a serious reaction from McLaurin, our star receiver, who rarely loses his cool. And when I say serious, I mean serious with a capital S. Now, let me ask you, what was Stevenson thinking at the end of the game? Because he didn't just strut in front of our fans while the clock was still ticking, he left our defense vulnerable, allowing Noah Brown to snag the pass that sealed the win. Can you imagine the frustration of watching a rival player pull this kind of stunt? I'm telling you, that attitude, that arrogance, was a disrespect not only to the game, but to our fans as well. Afterward, Stevenson didn't have the guts to face the media, but he did run to Twitter to apologize. What do you all think about those social media apologies? Honestly, I see it as a weak attempt to clean up his image after a disastrous day. The real question is, what good does it do to apologize online when you've already lost respect on the field? Now let me ask you, how would you react if one of our players did the same thing? Do you think a social media apology is enough, or does it take more to wipe away that stain? This story, my friends, teaches us a lesson about the value of respect in the game. Stevenson will have to deal with the consequences of his actions, and let me tell you, being a pro in the NFL isn't just about making big plays, it's about having the maturity to own up to your actions. So, how do you think this will impact the Bears in their upcoming games? And do you believe Stevenson actually learned his lesson? This is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. The Washington Commanders' defense emerged as the real hero in this nail-biting 18-15 victory over the Chicago Bears. While everyone's buzzing about that miraculous play by Jaden Daniels at the end of the game, let me tell you this, it's the defense that deserves a huge round of applause. Nearly 3 full quarters without allowing a single point. Now I ask you, how many times have we seen something like that this year? Don't get me wrong, I'm as excited as anyone about that Hail Mary, but come on, we can't overlook the defensive wall this team built. I believe the credit goes beyond a last-minute play. This is a defensive team that knows how to game plan, that understands the strengths and weaknesses of its opponents. Frankie Louvu, our star linebacker, made it clear. We knew we had to keep Caleb Williams contained, make him lose ground, force him out of the pocket, and throw under pressure. That's pure strategy. Now, let me tell you something. Executing a plan like that against a talent like Caleb Williams isn't easy, but they did it. So, what does this tell us about the evolution of the Commanders' defense? Bobby Wagner summed it up perfectly after the game, saying that the team is constantly improving, fine-tuning the details week by week. And yes, there are still things to correct. Let's not kid ourselves. That touchdown at the end was a lapse that clearly didn't sit well with our defenders. But isn't this the kind of winning mentality we want in our team? A team that, despite winning, is thinking about how to improve and take its game to the next level. That's what we need in this fierce NFC East competition. Now let me ask you, friends, are we ready to give this defense the recognition it deserves? Or are we just going to keep talking about those big last-minute plays? Because I'm telling you, this team is going to need its defense more than ever in the coming weeks. This victory is an important step, but the battle for the East is tougher than ever. So to all my Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. Do you think this defense is ready to take us far this season? Or is there something else we need to adjust? Let me know your thoughts. Noah Brown and that Hail Mary. You saw it, right? The Commanders, after leading for practically the entire game, nearly lost to the Bears despite outgaining them by over 100 yards. Yes, you heard me right. We dominated the field, dominated the game, and we were about to lose it? It feels like this is a matter of attitude. And I'll tell you this, that final play wasn't luck. It was by design. A Hail Mary to close out the game? That's a play you practice hoping not to have to use it. But there was Noah Brown, ready and waiting. And you know what? That wasn't a coincidence. It was pure design and execution. Plays like that define teams, right? That last-second touch from Zach Ertz, that precision from Jaden Daniels, that concentration from Brown. There's something big cooking here. Now I ask you, is this the team that can take us to the playoffs? Because to me, that combination of talent and heart is what it takes to win. Brown made it clear. We have a team of fighters. It's no surprise that we won't give up until the last second. And what stands out to me is that we're not talking about individual talent. We're talking about a team mentality. This team has grit, has determination, and it's clear they're not willing to back down ever. But honestly, how many times are we going to have to rely on a Hail Mary to come out victorious? Look, I'll tell you this. It's not just talent that defines a championship team, but their ability to adapt and their resilience. But here's the million-dollar question, fans. Is this victory a sign of a team that's ready for something bigger? Or was it just a stroke of luck? Because I believe if we can be consistent and maintain that intensity until the end, we could be looking at a team with the potential to make history. Now I want to hear from the fans. Are you ready to believe in this team? Do you think this fighting mentality will take us far? Or should we be more critical of our ability to close out games? And what do you think, fans? Do you believe this defense has what it takes to make a difference in the upcoming games? Or do you think there are still aspects we need to adjust to tackle the challenges ahead? Leave your comment. Are you ready to believe in this team again? Is this fighting mentality what we need to go far? Or should we be more critical of how we're closing out games? We want to hear your opinion. So, how do you think this will affect our performance for the rest of the season? Are we really seeing improvement, or is it just a waiting game? This channel is a family of true fans, and we want you to be part of this unique community. Subscribe so you don't miss a single detail about our Washington Commanders, and share your thoughts in every video. And remember, hail to the Redskins!